I'd like to welcome everybody to the November 21st City Council meeting. Please stand. I'd like to have Mike Hassinger lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
McKeever.
Here.
Ross.
Here.
Fireball.
Here.
Trucca.
Here.
Sack.
Here.
O'Rourke.
Here.
Pfeiffer.
Here. Is there any corrections to the November 7th, 2017 regular minutes, meeting minutes? No? Okay. I need a motion to accept the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. At this present time, I'd like to invite Mike Hassinger to speak to the Bucyrus City Council.
Well, you all know my name now. Mike Hassinger. I live at 2201 Moss Road, Bucyrus. I also own a property at 1557 Linwood Drive here in Bucyrus that my daughter lives in with her family. I'm a retired captain from the Bucyrus Fire Department. I'm here to discuss staffing at the Bucyrus Fire Department. At the end of this year, the city will have collected the Safety Forces income tax for 4 years. And the fire department is still not at the staffing level it was prior to the budget cuts. I first want to give you a little history on staffing at the department. We maintained 4 on duty until Mayor Dan Ross and the leadership of the Firefighters Union mutually agreed that the staffing should be rolled back to 4 on duty per day. From 4 on day back to 3 on day because of the city's financial trouble. Both sides were trying to prevent layoffs. Ultimately, we did have to lay some firefighters off, but we were able to receive a federal SAFER grant to get them back to work. After a couple of failed attempts by the city to pass a tax, it was determined the best course of action would be a Safety Forces income tax of 0.5%. The Safety Forces of Bucyrus went to the citizens in good faith based on what council told us and worked our tails off to get the tax increase passed. But yet 4 years later, the city has failed to even bring the fire department staffing back to the level it was prior to the budget cuts. I could spend the next half hour on all the safety reasons for the citizens and firefighters and why we need a minimum of 4 on duty every day. But that was decided in November of 2013. I have some figures I would like to share with the public and council. To date, as of October 31st of this year, the Safety Forces income tax has collected $5,571,473 so far since its inception. The SAFER grant provided at its peak $286,568 per year for firefighter salaries. And in 2014, the first year of the tax increase, the city still received $232,855 from SAFER. Unencumbered cash as of October 31st of this year. Safety Forces tax, $52,737. General fund, $802,224. Income tax fund, $607,702, for a total of $1,462,664. These are the 3 funds that the fire department is funded from. To the citizens out there, unencumbered cash is unappropriated funds. We would ask that council put this issue in both health and safety and finance. We also know that some of our council members have already talked to the administration about this issue, and we thank you. To Mayor Reeser, the taxpayers voted and spoke in November of 2013 that they wanted their fire department staffed. We are used to Washington, D.C. telling us one thing and doing another, but in hope for better from our city. You have the power to take care of this issue tonight. Manpower was decreased with the stroke of a pen, and it can be increased with the stroke of a pen. We ask you tonight to order the staffing back to the pre-budget cut staffing level of a minimum of 4 on duty per shift. The numbers have been presented tonight, and there is more than sufficient funding available to increase staffing levels. The taxpayer deserves to get what they voted for. The ball tonight has been put in the mayor's court, and if he fails to act, we would ask council to pass legislation that the fire department will maintain a minimum of 4 on duty per shift. If needed, we can provide more info at the committee level. There's no reason to go on for a half hour here tonight. Also, I would like to extend an invite to council members and administration. Our retirees get together one Monday a month for breakfast. You're welcome to stop up and see us. If you get a hold of me or any of these guys, we can tell you what time and date. We'd be more than happy to sit around and have a cup of coffee with you and just talk. And thank you, Joyce, for the numbers. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anybody got any questions for Mike?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else would like to speak? Mr. Grove?
Yeah. I'm sure everybody knows me, Gordon Grove, Property Maintenance Inspector for the City of Bucyrus. I'm here tonight to give you the final report for 2017. But I just want to kind of a little bit of repeat of some things that I told you in a couple of my reports, but to give you everything that happened for the year. Bucyrus Property Maintenance opened its office on February 15th of 2017, and we maintained the schedule of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. It was determined that the property maintenance inspectors work 15 to 20 hours a week. We've been pretty much running full steam at 20 hours a week just because of the backlog of the property issues and problems we had. It was determined that the property maintenance office needed a few things. When I started, we needed to purchase a computer. I established a reporting system. A cell phone was purchased with cameras so that I could take pictures of all properties that I do inspections for. And as I indicated, we've been pretty much operating at the 20 hours per week since I started in February 15th. To break things down a little bit, I tried to break this down in numbers for you so that everybody kind of has an understanding of what took place in the office this year. The number of property inspections was 167. Re-inspections, which is anytime I had to go back, do a second inspection or possibly a third inspection to make sure that the properties were either coming into compliance or moving on, was 194. Notice of violations issued were 111. We had condemnation orders issued on 9 properties. Notice of violations that moved on to the law director step were 66. Properties that went to land bank were 12. Properties that came into compliance, 68 as of this date. Incomplete inspections, which simply means that they're still in the books, so I may have to go back and do re-inspections. And today, actually, I had 3 more complaints come in, and we're at the end of the year. But we have 11 incomplete inspections at this time, and then we've had 5 properties go to hearing for the year so far. As like I said, I'm not quite sure when we're shutting down the office based on the budget was approved in 2017, but I had 3 more properties come in today that I discussed with the law director, trying to figure out how we're going to go back and do the re-inspects. And so at this time, Rob's going to probably be handling that since the budget's about up for the year. So, end of report.
Anybody got any questions or concerns or? No? All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to come to the podium and speak? No? All right.
If we want to refer fire staffing to health and safety regulations.
Okay. As far as the staffing for the fire department, staffing for the fire department to health and safety and finance.
I'll make my motion.
Motion by Mr. McKeever, second by Mr. Piper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Likewise? Okay, motion passes. Communications and petitions.
We've got 3 letters here. The first is from the Ohio Division of Liquor Control, addressed to the Clerk of the Legislative Authority. This is a notice that all permits to sell alcoholic beverages in your political subdivision will expire on February 1, 2018. In order to maintain permit privileges, every permit holder must file a renewal application. Ohio Revised Code, section 4303.271B provides the legislative authority with the right to object to the renewal of a permit and to request a hearing. The hearing may be held in the county seat of the county in which the premises is located if that request is made in writing. This will be your only opportunity to object to the renewal of a liquor permit premises which might be a problem in your community. In order to register a valid objection with the Division of Liquor Control and request a hearing, the legislative authority must pass a resolution that specifies the problems at the liquor permit premises and the legal grounds for the objection as set forth in Ohio Revised Code section 4303.292A. It is suggested that a separate resolution be passed for each permit premises. The chief legal officer of your political subdivision must also submit a statement with the resolution that in the chief legal officer's opinion, the objection is based upon substantial legal grounds within the meaning and intent of Ohio Revised Code section 4303.292A. The resolution and chief legal officer's statement must be addressed to the Division of Liquor Control, Attention Legal Section 6606, Tussing Road, PO Box 4005, Reynoldsburg, Ohio 43068, 905, and postmarked no later than January 2, 2018. For your convenience, you may access our brochure entitled How to Object to the Issuance or Renewal of a Liquor Permit from our website at www.com.ohio.gov/LIQR. Under Licensing, click on Renewals, and under that mega menu, please select the link Object to the Issuance or Renewal of a Liquor Permit. You may wish to contact the law enforcement agency for your jurisdiction to determine if it has any information which will aid in your decision whether or not to object and request a hearing. For your convenience, you may obtain a list of issued permit holders in your jurisdiction from our website at the above link. Under Liquor Control, click on Look It Up, and under that mega menu, please select Search Permit Holder and the applicant holder information type and status. You will then enter the search criteria for your city to bring up the issued permits in your jurisdiction. If you do not have access to the internet, you may request a list from us by writing to the division at the below address. If you determine that there are no permit premises within your jurisdiction that you wish to object to, you do not need to take any action. The renewal applications for those premises will be submitted by the permit holders and will be processed by the division and issued as appropriate. If you have any questions, please contact the legal section at 614-644-2489. Very truly yours, Cassandra L. Hicks, Deputy Superintendent, Chief of Licensing. I did speak to the police chief and the law director. Neither had any objections to any of the current liquor permit holders, but we do need to refer this to the Health and Safety Committee.
At this present time, I'd like to have a motion to refer this to Health and Safety, please.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
We have a letter here from the Bucyrus IAF Local, number 1120, Bucyrus Municipal Employees and the Crawford County Sheriff's Department, dated November 1 and addressed to the community event supporter. On behalf of the City of Bucyrus International Association of Firefighters, IAFF, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, ASME, and the Crawford County Sheriff's Department, we thank you for your support and contribution to the 2017 Linda Friend Memorial Spectacular. The weather was perfect, and again, we had a great time. We had snacks, popcorn, and refreshments. The children loved the bouncy obstacle course, and every shelter was occupied with groups or businesses to entertain the kids with face painting, various activities, and costume contests. Please visit the city website to view the photos of these spectacular events, www.cityofbucyrusoh.us. Click on the Community tab and scroll down to Events. The 2018 Linda Friend Memorial Spectacular will be held on October 20 at our Bucyrus All Miller Park. This event will provide fun and activities at no charge for our children in a safe atmosphere. We hope we can count on you again for your support for this community activity for next year. Please pencil in a figure for your 2018 budget to ensure this will be a successful activity, as well as provide a better community for our children. Contact our fire department at 419-562-1351 and advise of your verbal commitment for the 2018 Linda Friend Memorial Spectacular. We look forward to seeing you next year and sincerely appreciate your willingness to help with our event to build a better community. Thank you again. Respectfully yours, Bucyrus IAFF Local 1120, Bucyrus Municipal Employees, Crawford County Sheriff's Department, and we just need to accept and file.
Okay. Can I have a motion to accept and file?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Thank you to all of you firefighters for all this that you do for us as a community. So, thank you.
And lastly, we have a letter dated November 20th, 2017 from the mayor addressed to the City of Bucyrus Council. Dear Council, it is that time again for adopting a child for Christmas. We just received the information for a 12-year-old girl. She is not asking for much, but anything that we can give her will be appreciated. If you choose to donate money for this little girl, please have it turned into Todd. That's be by Wednesday, November 22, 2017, by 5 p.m., which is tomorrow. So if anybody here on council, I just got the letter yesterday. If anyone wants to contribute, see me at the end of the meeting or first thing tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. And we just need to accept and file it.
Motion to accept and file, please.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. So you guys would like to stay for the rest, or would you, or I'll let you have a second or two.
Thanks everyone.
There's no way to miss it by not staying.
All right, for you.
Okay, we're going to have standing committee reports. Bucyrus City Joint Regular Committees met in special session on Thursday, November 16, 2017 at 7 p.m. We'd like to go ahead and hear from Monica Stack, please.
Bucyrus City Council Special Joint Regular Committees met Thursday, November 16th at 7 o'clock p.m. Members present were Mark McKeever, Dan Ross, Dan Wireball, Bruce Truca, myself, Bill O'Rourke, and Steve Piper. Number one, the special Bucyrus City Joint Regular Committees meeting was called by Mark McKeever, Dan Ross, Dan Wireball, Bruce Truca, Monica Sack, Bill O'Rourke, and Steve Piper. The meeting was called to order by SAC at 7 p.m. Number two, there was no public participation. Number three, order of committee business. Lighting committee met from 7:02 p.m. to 7:27 p.m. On the agenda for the planning committee was Bucyrus Mobile Home Village proposed zoning amendment. Members present for the planning committee were Steve Piper, Bill O'Rourke, Mark McKeever, and myself. Number one, Bucyrus Mobile Home Village proposed zoning amendment. Bucyrus Mobile Home Village, 24 Waterford Glen, has applied for a similar use determination in the manufactured home residential district, which would allow it to rent about 20 vacant, unrented mobile home lots to tenants who would place recreational vehicles or campers on those lots. Presently, such a use is effectively banned in the city, where there is only one MHR district. The owners of Bucyrus Mobile Home Village, based in Canton, have a state license permitting this use, but would still need permission from the city through a zoning amendment. The development wants the opportunity to rent out lots for mobile labor forces in the area, such as transient pipeline workers. The proposal calls for allowing recreational vehicles or campers in the Bucyrus Mobile Home Village as a conditional use in the zoning code, with stipulations to be determined. Sacramento read a letter from the City Planning Commission dated October 10, 2017, requesting council to consider 3 amendments to the zoning code and to create conditions of approval. McKeever and O'Rourke expressed opposition to requesting draft legislation approving a conditional use in the zoning code and setting a public hearing, while Piper expressed support for doing so, suggesting traffic would be minimal given the development's remote location. McKeever spoke with 2 nearby residents who were opposed to the request. O'Rourke had concerns about crime. Mayor Jeff Reeser spoke in favor of the proposal. Councilman Bruce Truca suggested convening a Ward 1 meeting to get more feedback from nearby residents. SAC also spoke in favor of hearing from more people, while Councilman Dan Wireball doubted whether water usage from renters would be significant. Law Director Rob Ratliff detailed enforcement mechanisms should the request be granted. McKeever made a motion to have an informal meeting of residents in the area in January with a second by O'Rourke. Motion passed. SAC recessed the planning committee at 7:27 p.m.
Want to have any additions or subtractions or questions for Ms. Sack? No? Okay. Mr. Pfeiffer, Health and Safety?
Thank you, sir. Health and Safety Committee met at 7:27 p.m. Members present were Mark McKeever, Dan Ross, Bill O'Rourke, and myself. Item number 1, ODOT request for traffic study. The City Traffic Commission has asked council to pass a resolution ODOT to perform a traffic study in the city focusing on speed limits on state routes 4, 98, and 19 at no cost to the city. The city would not be required to accept the findings of the study, although legal liability issues could arise if it does not. Keeper made a motion requesting emergency legislation allowing ODOT to perform a traffic study in the city, with a second by Ross. Motion passed. Item number 2, mail delivery in the city. Residents along East Kilbourne Drive recently received letters from the post office asking that they put up curbside mailboxes. Some of those who didn't do so saw their mail delivery stopped, and they had attended the November 7th, 2017 council meeting to voice their complaints. The local postmaster was invited to attend a health and safety meeting, but was not present. Nancy Ivy, Judy Clark, and Richard Stearns, all of East Kilbourne Drive, said that after speaking with the post office, their mail delivery had been resumed. The city has no authority over the post office, but both Law Director Rob Ratliff and Mayor Jeff Reeser noted that the post office, under its own regulations, cannot force people to change their mode of mail delivery in favor of a curbside box. It is noted that on-street parking would make curbside mailboxes unworkable. Council will draft a letter to be signed by the members expressing support for city residents who don't wish to switch their mail delivery to the curb. Item number 3, medical marijuana businesses. The state has begun issuing licenses for medical marijuana dispensaries. One dispensary is permitted for Crawford, Marion, Hardin, and Wyandotte counties. Ratliff noted that the city does not presently prohibit such businesses. Medical marijuana remains prohibited under federal law, so dispensaries must be all cash businesses with daily deposits and non-FDIC banks required. On the Sheriff, 1485 Oak Ridge Drive, suggested a speaker knowledgeable on the issue come before council to discuss the issue and will provide a phone number to council. The item must continue until more information can be gathered, and then I recess the Health and Safety Committee at 8:00 p.m.
Any questions for Mr. Piper? Thank you. Next is Mr. O'Rourke with Finance.
Finance met on Thursday, November 16th, called to order at 8:08 p.m. Members of the committee are Steve Pfeiffer, Dan Waga, Monica Sack, and Bill Work Chair, all were present. Item 1, the bed tax agreement with the Bucyrus Tourism and Visitors Bureau. On an annual basis, the city, through an agreement with the Bucyrus Tourism and Visitors Bureau, is incorporated, promotes tourism, and attracts business and conventions to the city at a cost of 50% of the bed tax collected pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 717.20 and Section 5739.09B1. Last year, this amount was in the neighborhood of approximately $17,000. Mr. Pfeiffer made a motion to request emergency legislation continuing the agreement for 2018, and a second by Mr. Wildbaugh. Motion is passed. Item 2, the Art Park appropriation. Honor George Schiffer reported the following appropriation needs to be made. A, from unappropriated Ohio Department of Natural Resources, PO demolition / art park funds, $17,000 to lands and buildings category / capital outlay item / Ohio Department of Natural Resources, PO demolition art park fund to cover outstanding invoices. The second, made a motion requesting emergency legislation to make the above appropriation. The second by Mr. Piper. Motion passed by voice vote. Item 3, amendment of September 7, 2017 Finance Committee minutes. 2 typographic errors in the minutes need to be amended. The header in item 2, reading creation of crime victims grant fund for fiscal year 2017, should read creation of crime victim grant fund for the fiscal year 2018, as reflected in the audio recording of the meeting and supporting documentation from the auditor. Item 5 reads a work recess to Finance Committee at 6:06 p.m., but should read Ohio recess to Finance Committee at 6:30 p.m., as reflected in the audio recording of the meeting and the header from the meeting report. Mr. Piper suggested honoring a request from a resident to table the matter. Mr. Warbaugh made a motion to amend the minutes, and second by Ms. Sack. Warbaugh, Sack, and Work voted yes. Mr. Piper voted no. Motion is passed. Item 4, municipal coalition litigation concerning Senate House Bill 49, with 100 municipalities across Ohio, including the cities of Mansfield, Ontario, and Tiffin, and joined the coalition to retain legal counsel to challenge the constitutionality of State House Bill 49, which allows the state to add several provisions related to centralized collection of municipal net profit taxes. Auditor Joe Schiffer has previously stated that the new law is slated to take effect on January 1st, 2018, will cost the city about $200,000. At the Finance Committee meeting on October 19, 2017, the motion was passed requesting legislation directing the city to join the lawsuit, depending whether the city would have to expend funds to join. Council President Sisler reported that it would cost $4,000 based on the city's population. Mr. Pfeiffer made a motion to pursue the legislation request with appropriation if necessary, and second by Mr. Wireball. Motion passed. Work recess finance committee, 8:24 p.m.
Any questions for Mr. O'Rourke? Can you go ahead and finish this out, please?
Item 4, public participation, there is none. Item 5, Law Director Rob Lambert requests an executive session for Ohio Revised Code personnel to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or to consider the investigation of charges and complaints against a public official, a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual, unless the employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual requests a public hearing for Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G1. Ms. Sack repeated the motion verbatim and asked for a second to the motion. Mr. McKeever seconded the motion. Roll call vote: Sack yea, McKeever yea, Ross yea, Wireball yea, Truppi yea, O'Rourke yea, Pfeiffer yea. Motion carried. O'Rourke announced that the joint regular committee adjourns in the executive session at 8:27 p.m. Mr. McKeever made a motion to adjourn executive session, followed by the second by Mr. Pfeiffer. Roll call vote: McKeever yea, Pfeiffer yea, Ross yea, Wireball yea, Truppi yea, Sack yea, O'Rourke yea. O'Rourke announced the council adjourned from executive session at 8:41 p.m. There was no report of the session. Item 5, O'Rourke asked for motion to adjourn the joint regular committees. Motion by McKeever, second by Mr. Wireball to adjourn at 8:42 p.m. Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. O'Rourke. Next item is traffic commission by Mayor Reeser.
No, we have no minutes to report.
Anybody got any questions or anything for traffic? Yes? Maybe? Okay. All right. Go ahead and next is motion to accept the committee minutes and related committee reports collectively. Need a motion?
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. A report of city officers. Mayor Reeser.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to take this opportunity as the spirit of the season to be thankful for the many blessings that this community has received during the year. I just want to list a few things that we should look back upon and be very proud and grateful for. First of all, one of the first things we did, we installed a new slide at All Miller Park. It was a big hit. The land bank is making very good use of a grant to eliminate blighted homes, and kind of came to a peak on Saturday morning in a rainstorm. Mr. Ratliff announced that we have finally acquired the 2 Stroud properties on Rogers Street. Big thanks goes to Law Director Ratliff for being a bulldog in this project. Third, council approved funding for building inspector. You heard from Mr. Grove tonight. Very important part of the city as we move forward. He's made a huge difference for us. Long way to go, but it's a good start. Next, we funded a tree budget, and we are finishing the application for Tree City USA status. Joining Crestline and Gallion are our sister cities in the county that already have this status, and hopefully by May we'll be able to announce that we've been awarded this status. Some long-term things we've worked on. We opened a new water plant in September. Y'all were there, and it's just a third in the history of the city of Bucyrus. Unfortunately, it's got to be paid for, So just like your car that may go bad, your refrigerator, whatever. Ours water treatment plant lasted about 20 years more than its useful life. and we were able to make a substantial amount of savings. We've kept the rate increases substantially lower than what was planned by Jones and Henry, our engineers. We do accept the fact that we have had to raise rates. It does have to be paid for. Fortunately, in 20 years, it'll be all ours. So, very important in setting us on as being a major water supplier in the county and beyond. A couple years ago, we signed an agreement with US EPA, separating our stormwater from our sanitary sewers. We started on Southern Avenue this year. That helps us to do our part to avoid the overflows in the Sandusky River. Now, when you have a 5-inch rain like we had Saturday, you're going to have overflows. And we're going to have some flooding here and there, which we did. But we're well on our way. Speaking of flooding, we just finished a project on East Southern Avenue near the YMCA that it's been an area that's flooded for years and years, Robin Hood Heights area. Matter of fact, before I even took the oath of office, we had a huge rainstorm back in 2015, and got calls during the middle of the night. So we've been working on a plan for a couple of years, and it ended just in time. I drove out on Southern Avenue Saturday afternoon, and it was a beautiful sight. No flooding, and the detention pond was full. So it's working as advertised. So we got to thank some people, Lynn McKeever, Mr. Wagner, who was influential here, especially to Commissioners Weisenauer and Jenny Vermillion, who couldn't have done it without their support for the project. Finally, back in October, we opened a beautiful park in downtown, one that was put in with no city money. I think people don't really realize what a challenge that was, but it's a tremendous source of pride for the community. We were down there decorating a little bit today for Christmas, and it looks really nice. And Mr. Ratliff showed movies there after the parade. It was full of people. They love it. It's going to be a fantastic place for the community. So, and I also want to thank the people that put on the parade. Carolyn Ann Smith, Kiwanis, Rotary, Chamber of Commerce, Tyler, you did such a good job. Parade was a wonderful parade this year. A few glitches, but we'll get those worked out. In closing, I have a few people to thank. Mr. Wagner, of course, Mrs. Tuttle, I already mentioned Mr. Ratliff. The entire staff at City Hall, they do a fantastic job. The council, you guys and ladies, you have approved some very important projects. It took some courage to do. You've taken some heat over it. But knowing full well that you set Bucyrus on the right path, and you should be very proud of yourselves. We want Bucyrus to continue to be the best small town in Bucyrus. And sometimes you have to make decisions that are a little tougher. And you've made those decisions. So I want to thank you all for that. And I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the community. And may God continue to bless Bucyrus. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any questions for the mayor? Mr. Arbola?
I said I'd do this, so I'm going to do it. I know you're aware of the flooding throughout the city, and I know it was the leaves getting on the catch basins, but were we behind on leaf pickup? Or?
No, we've been doing it. No, it's just the leaves, the wind and the leaves. Just terrible timing. We've been doing leaves every day, sometimes 1 or 2 trucks, and the leaves came down late again this year. And then the wind kicked in, the storm was here. It was on a Saturday, and we had no staff. If we would have had staff, we would have been able to, do some work. But you want to, people need to, this is their community too. Their catch basin, that is their catch basin out there on their property. They need to get a rake and go out and take ownership of that water there. And, the city staff, we can't do it all by ourselves. We cannot do it all by ourselves. We've got to be able for people to take ownership of their neighborhoods, of their streets too. Not sit back, especially on a Saturday, Sunday. We have to call people in, it is overtime, but we survived. 5-inch rain, this city looks really good for a 5-inch rain. It looks amazing. I was just surprised how well we came out. We've had some calls. Obviously, I'm not saying it's perfect. We had some people that did have some flooding that we're looking into. And if you have flooding, please call us, you know, so we can kind of see if there was an issue on our part or any way we can help you to take care of that for the next large rainstorm that we have. Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Ross?
It's a little different subject, but it's, I do a lot of walking, everybody sees me walking around town exercising, but there's getting to be, on garbage days, a lot of people are putting cardboard, plastic, aluminum out being picked up by our trash men. And the auditor said, a couple months ago, said we're getting, the bill, cost of the landfill was getting pretty high. Somehow we've got to get our people back to recycling, get it back online to where we're not throwing all that stuff in the landfill and paying to dump it all. So we got to publicize. I know Holy Trinity up there does a big cardboard and paper, and what that does, that we have a business out in the industrial park that takes all that cardboard and paper, and the people doing that work are paying tax money back. So
It's a good idea.
we got to get the public back to recycling like they were. Of course, it might take a couple extra trailers around here, you know, something, but
There's two different things, like the trailers that go to the landfill recycling center versus the ones like Holy Trinity that may not go to the recycling center, but go to Doug's place, Doug Little's place.
but a lot of it's getting picked up by our garbage trucks, you know, because the people put it out, you know.
We pay either way, but people, everybody would like a recycling program. That's good, it's all well and good, but the more we recycle, the more it costs. Because then we have to have more staff out at the recycling brings like zero. The budget a couple of years ago for the recycling center was, expenses were about $600,000. You know what the revenues were? Less than $100,000. So the people are recycling, but the more staff you have to have. Recycling is a money-losing situation. I would love to have curbside recycling in the city. It would cost the city residents about $300,000 a year. So it's a substantial, I've looked into it more than once. It would be a substantial cost. It has to be borne either by the taxpayers or by a user fee. I'm not sure if the residents want to pay that. I know the city budget can't handle it right now, so.
But also, if you're filling the landfill up,
Yeah.
then eventually the landfill's gonna be gone, you know, we have to find a new one, you know, so.
I know it's an issue. I sit on the board, yeah, so I understand it's an issue. I sit on, we're concerned about that and the landfill.
We just gotta get people away from throwing all this stuff in the garbage truck, you
Yeah.
know, so.
That's a good point. You make a good point.
Well,
So,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
By noon, they pull that trailer in, by noon, the thing's filled up, you know, and they won't come back till tomorrow. And come Friday, I mean, they'll pull them out on the weekends.
well, I can't remember, those trailers are quite expensive, and they're tens of thousands of dollars for those. I can't remember exactly what they are, but, so, and they have, like I say, they have a budget to go by too. So, and then you need places to put them and then staff to pick them up, so. I'd like to say ideally curbside recycling would be, but finding a way to fund it would be the challenge. There are some communities that have a very unique program called Pay As You Throw. So you buy bags for your trash at maybe the grocery store, so much per bag, and then you charge per bag. And so basically, then let's say the bags are $1. If you have 20 bags of trash in a month, it costs you $20. If you have 4 bags of trash, it costs you $4. So there's some issues like that we've looked into too. We have just been kind of overwhelmed with the water plant and the EPA mandate, you know, trying to get those funds in line too. And we don't want to burden our taxpayers anymore right now. But this is something that's on our radar as we can afford it. So thanks for bringing it up, Sam.
I know a number of years ago, we looked into pay as you throw and buying bags. The steady revenue would be so many ups and downs, but that was one of the big drawbacks is pay as you go, buying those bags.
Mr. President, the other thing too, our rates are substantially lower by the city providing solid waste than it would be for a private service in here. So most residents are saving $4 to $5 a month, just on that. So if we go to any kind of a public with pay-as-you-throw or with recycling, it's probably going to add, I'm guessing $10 a month or more to people's bills. And right now, we don't feel like we want to go down that path right now.
Mr. O'Rourke?
In response to Mr. Goss's comments, I guess if you want the landfill to last longer, it might be nice if the company that runs it would quit accepting out of state and out of county loads.
There's contracts there that have to be, looked at too, so. All good points.
Anybody else? Okay. All right, thank you. Next order of business is Service Safety Director.
I've got Jeff's report here, Mr. President. The trash schedules we've mentioned before, they're posted on, should be on the city website, should be on our access channel. I'm not going to read all of them, but it's typically the same as we do every year for Thanksgiving. We're going to be closed, obviously, Thursday and Friday, so your trash then will be picked up on Monday. Same on Christmas and New Year's. Look on the access channel and on the city website for the schedule. We also have it posted here at City Hall. The budget for 2018 is well underway. We're working on finalizing those numbers. We have a meeting set with Finance Committee for Thursday morning, November 30th. Contract negotiations are going on right now with Fire Department and Police Department. Any questions about those negotiations, please contact Mr. Ratliff, the Law Director's office. Police Chief Kepke and Jeff will be going over, we'll be in a meeting with Tyler Jacobs from the Chamber of Commerce next week to go over a few ideas to improve the Santa Parade and then leaf pickup. Mr. Wirebar was mentioning that. Street crews started in south, they work their way north, and they go back south, and they work their way north, and so they just keep going around town. They've been several loops already. I know there's spots that you may have some leaves sitting there for a couple days. If it's been there for more than a few days, please call the city office, and we will make sure we get somebody out. That's 562-6767. Yeah, and Jeff also addressed the rain there. He said the rain fell so quickly that the main storm drain was full. And the leaves on the grates, on the catch basins actually slowed it down a little bit, even though there's ponding in the streets. It did slow it down a little bit, so it helped the water filter through a little bit slower. And he thanks many citizens who jumped in to help clean the drains. We had some crews that came out on Saturday to clean the drains too, but we couldn't have done it without the citizens that helped. And the city of Bucyrus thanks everyone. And then again, he reiterates, if you have leaves to pick up that we haven't picked up in a few days, please call us. That's it. Happy Thanksgiving for Mr. Wagner.
To go along with that leaf on the drains, I know Mr. Walker always stated that in a lot of the older neighborhoods where you have the combined sewers and runoff from the street, wasn't always such a bad thing to have the drains plugged, or at least the grate plugged, because it slowed the water from going down in the drain and going in everybody's basements. So, any questions for Service Safety Director, or any concerns, or?
There's one more thing. I did, excuse me.
No, go.
I did put up, Mr. Wagner wanted me to share the pickleball, an article that was in the Englewood, Florida Sun about pickleball and some of the benefits of pickleball that we tried to get in the budget for next year. It tells a little bit about it. And, it's already exploding in popularity, even in here in Bucyrus. So we're anxious to get some pickleball courts next year. So there's some information on it if you haven't played it before. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, no, I just had the Santa Parade reminded me, I just had a concern of the officer that was injured. How's he doing?
Yes, doing fine. He was investigating another accident, and another car came through, and I'm not sure they really saw him, but they clipped him on the elbow, on the arm, and took him to the emergency room, and he's fine.
Okay, well, that's good, well.
Yeah, it could have been, there wasn't a lot of room between the car
Yeah,
and.
we had just went through that intersection
Right.
and came back around
Yeah.
and the accident, they were,
Well,
taking them away.
since you brought it up, it just goes to show you what, you know, we had safety forces, fire department here tonight, and, you know, we're very concerned about everyone's safety, our officers and firefighters, and, you know, they put themselves on the line. So, we're glad it was a minor.
Yeah, Ms. Rourke.
Speaking of injured people, how's the condition of the injured water plant employee?
He's okay. He's okay. The one that hit his head. Yeah,
I talked to Mr. Wagner about it, but I guess after hearing about it, I was a little bit concerned about how emergency personnel can gain
Right.
access to
Right.
the plant.
Yeah,
There's
so-
only one person in there.
Right, we've addressed that. We're giving fobs to Sheriff's Department to be able to get in. So we've already addressed that situation. So since it is a lockdown, just like our current one is too, so. Fortunately, he's all right.
Andrew? Okay, Mr. Law Director?
Thank you, Mr. President. How are you today?
Good.
Excellent. No written report. We did movies during the Santa Parade, both prior to the Santa Parade and after the Santa Parade, while all the little kids were waiting in line. I think that went over pretty good. A lot of people there. We had some trucks parked out there. We had Tim Hortons truck, we had Salvation Army truck, the Guardian Angels were out there with popcorn, free popcorn for the kids and families. A little cold, but other than that, great weather. We will likely have a new Bucyrus St. Louis 1 in next month. They look pretty well on that in front, and it'll be a big benefit to the Rogers Street neighborhood. Other than that, that's all I have. Thanks, sir.
Any questions? Mr. O'Rourke?
I saw your picture in the paper.
Yeah, every once in a while. It'll be pretty good.
It did say most wanted on there, so.
No numbers at the bottom? Good.
What are they gonna do with two properties on Rogers?
Ultimately, that's up to the land bank. They have a number of options, and they do, they're charged with that duty. They can do anything from selling it, giving it to the neighboring property owners, to virtually they're unlimited in their discretion. That's one of the benefits to the land bank, is that they're not constrained by the putting it out to bid thing that the city is.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Auditor Joyce Shepherd.
Thank you, sir. I have one referral tonight that covers a lot. As we're coming up on the end of the year, I'd like to refer all appropriations, reductions, transfer, and any advances needed for year-end balancing. And any other budget items that may pop up.
Well, before you go much farther, I'm going to ask for a motion to go ahead and refer this to finance, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Now you may continue.
That's all I have. I'm too tired to have anything else. I'm working on the budget, so.
And then I need a motion to accept and file statement of cash position dated October 31st, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I'm sure there's no questions to the auditor. No? Okay. All right, Treasurer Jane Permeans. All of us received a statement Treasurer's report, and kind of go ahead and just hold that for your review until the next meeting. Okay. chief report or anything of that? No, okay. I need a motion to accept the city officers' reports. I'm sorry, Mr. Ward.
I think it must be a typo, it should be for October on the treasurer's report.
What should it be?
I think that's the Latin stone.
Okay, yes, October on that one and November on this one, okay. Okay. So noted. We already had a motion to accept the city office reports. Okay, well, I need a motion to do that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion passes. At this present time, visitors, anyone would like to speak to any of this that we discussed? No? Okay. Consider creation of proposed legislation for the first time.
We have 4 pieces of legislation. Ordinance number 51, 2017, amending and supplementing ordinance number 50, 2016, being the annual appropriations ordinance for 2017 by appropriating from unappropriated ODNR theater demolition funds the sum of $17,000 to the capital outlay line item within the lands and buildings category within the ODNR theater demolition subparagraph and declaring an emergency. That goes back to finance. Ordinance number 52, 2017, an ordinance to authorize the law director to join a coalition of municipalities retaining special counsel for purposes of initiating litigation to challenge the constitutionality of amendments to Chapter 718 of the Ohio Revised Code relating to municipal income tax and declaring an emergency. That goes back to finance as well. Resolution number 232, 2017, authorizing and directing the Public Service Safety Director on behalf of the City of Bucyrus, Ohio, to enter into an agreement with the Bucyrus Tourism and Visitors Bureau Incorporated to promote tourism and to attract visitors and conventions to the Bucyrus city area from January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2018, at a cost of 50% of the bed tax collected pursuant to ORC Section 717.20 and ORC 5739.09B1. Further authorizing and directing the Bucyrus City Auditor to issue a warrant or warrants from the appropriate appropriation or appropriations in payment for said services and declaring an emergency. That is referred back to finance. And finally, resolution number 233, 2017, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bucyrus authorizing the mayor to request that the Ohio Department of Transportation perform a speed zone study for state routes 4, 9, and 98 within the city limits of Bucyrus and declaring an emergency. That is referred back to health and safety.
Need a motion to accept this as the first reading for the night?
Real quick, before you do that,
Okay.
both our resolutions, why are they emergency? The bed tax isn't until the beginning of the year. And the traffic study probably isn't going to be done anytime during the winter either.
I don't know, how did the committees request that?
I didn't request an emergency, I just requested a traffic study for health and safety. And I believe we talked about having it done during late traffic times, which of course would constitute an emergency.
Right, according to the resolutions here in section 3, we spelled that out. Regarding the bed tax, you said the health and safety, you said
That's from finance.
the traffic study referred to.
Right.
Well, that's because ODNR needs this. I mean, they may not need to do the study until sometime next year, but this has to go through a pipeline. We send it back to them certified, they send it back to us, and it takes any amount of time. It usually doesn't make it quickly. They generally request as a per usual procedure that we do this as quickly as possible. And all the pieces that they gave us to draft from were all emergencies as well. So that's the reason for that. And you said the other one was?
The bed tax.
The bed tax. Well, contractually, I mean, it doesn't have to start until January 1, you're correct. We do have, well, if it went through 30 days, we would be pushing it, I suppose, but.
I mean, it's not something, since we're doing it ahead of time,
We are doing
at
this
this
time.
point.
Doesn't necessarily have to be emergency, right?
We pay extra then, correct? For emergencies? No.
No,
No, we don't.
no, there's no cost.
I mean, always in the past, years ago, I always thought that, if it wasn't an emergency, it necessarily, that was just kind of a thing that you didn't want to do on a regular basis.
The emergency just gives you 30 days for someone to come forward, right? Or non-emergency.
The non-emergency.
It gives the public 30 days to come forward or an amount of time.
It basically just means it doesn't go into law for 30 days.
30 days.
Carry on.
So do I have a motion to change it?
No, I guess in theory, you could change the bed tax agreement if you wanted.
So do I have a motion to do that?
So moved.
Second? No? Okay,
Problem solved.
all right, guys. All right,
Thank you. Good.
Public participation.
We gotta finish making the motion. We didn't finish it. Except for first reading.
Okay, all right.
I make a motion to accept this first reading.
All right. Mr. McHugh,
Second.
second by Mr. Rohr. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Now, Act 2. Well, and Mr. Todd here, he already, okay, ordinance 51-2017 is referred to finance. Ordinance 52-2017 is referred to finance. Resolution 232-2017 referred to finance. And resolution 233-2017 referred to health and safety. Public participation. No, okay. Would anyone like to have a break of any kind? No? Okay. All right, well, we'll go ahead and have reports from the chair people.
Finance Committee has favored ordinance 51-2017, the Art Park appropriation. Finance Committee is favorable to ordinance 52-2017, the municipal income tax litigation. And Finance is favorable to resolution 232-2017, Bucyrus Tourism Visitor Bureau bed tax agreement.
Health and safety is favorable to resolution 233-2017, which is an ODOT traffic study.
Okay, need to accept the reports as read.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Further consideration of pending legislation. Okay. Ordinance number 51-2017, Art Park appropriation. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance 51-2017, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
McKeever.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack.
Yes.
O'Rourke.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Ordinance number 51-2017.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 51-2017?
So moved.
Second.
Sack.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Ross.
Yeah.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
O'Rourke.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance number 51-2017 is duly adopted. Okay, ordinance 52-2017, municipal income tax litigation. For the second and third readings of proposed 52-2017, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare it an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Wireball,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Ross,
Yeah.
Trucca,
Yes.
Stack,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Ordinance number 52, 2017.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 52-2017?
So moved.
Second.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Ross,
Yeah.
Wireball,
Yes.
Trucca,
Yes.
Stack,
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Ordinance 52-2017 is duly adopted. Resolution 232-2017, which is Bucyrus Tourism and Visitors Bureau bed tax. For the second and third readings of proposed resolution 232-2017, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare it an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Wireball,
Yes.
Piper,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Ross,
Yeah.
Trucca,
Yes.
Stack,
Yes.
O'Rourke.
Yes.
Resolution number 232, 2017.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed resolution 232-2017?
So moved.
Second.
McKeever,
Yes.
Stack,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Piper,
Yes.
Ross,
Yeah.
Wireball,
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes. Resolution 232-2017 is duly adopted. Okay, resolution 233-2017, it's Ohio Department of Transportation traffic study. For the second and third readings of proposed resolution 233-2017, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare it an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Wireball,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Ross,
Yeah.
Trucca,
Yes.
Stack, O'Rourke,
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Resolution number 233, 2017.
Do I hear a motion to adopt resolution 233-2017?
So moved.
Second.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Piper,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Ross,
Yeah.
Wireball,
Yes.
Trucca,
Yes.
Stack.
Yes.
Resolution 233-2017 is duly adopted. Old business. Anyone have any old business? Ms. Schiff.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I just have a question. I'm wondering if anything has happened with the renewal agreement with the Crawford Partnership so that we can pay our pledge for the year?
I haven't seen anything back from them yet. I sent them a copy of the proposed agreement. So, it may just be in between offices or something. I'll call Gary tomorrow and see. But I know we did that agreement. We just updated the old one. So
Right.
I'll call him tomorrow and see where it's at.
Thank you.
Anyone else have old business? Mr. Waddle.
Do I? No.
No, okay. All right, new and miscellaneous business. Oh, okay, I'll let Todd go ahead and read the new and miscellaneous business.
The next joint regular committee meeting will be a special meeting as it is on Monday. It will not be this Thursday because of Thanksgiving. It will be Monday, November 27 at 6 p.m., regular time. There will be a special finance committee meeting on the 2018 budget. That will be a week from tonight, or a week from today, Thursday, November 30th. That will be at 8:30 in the morning. On Thursday and Friday of this week, November 23 and 24, city offices, except for emergency personnel, will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. Saturday, November 25, that's this coming Saturday, is Small Business Saturday at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Pickwick Place. Tuesday, December 5, the three Redneck Tenors will be performing through the Crawford County Community Concert Association program. That's at Bucyrus Elementary School from 7:30 to 9 p.m. For tickets, you can find them online, or you can call 2772. And on Thursday, December 7th, is Candlelight Christmas in the downtown. That is from 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay, thank you. At this present time, I need a motion to accept members that are absent. Is this low?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Joint regular committee meetings. All referrals from this council meeting and any open project list items may be discussed during the committee meetings.
We have 3 referrals from this evening. The fire department staffing, that is referred to health and safety and finance from council. The liquor permits, the renewals for the year for all the carriers or holders in the city, that is to health and safety from council. And the year-end financial appropriations, balances, transfers, reductions, that is to the finance committee from the auditor. And again, that is for the next committee meeting on Monday, November 27th at 6 p.m.
Okay, and then I'll let you read the next WVCO radio.
We're doing something a little different on the WVCO radio programs. With Dave Bush, we have the next several scheduled for Tuesday, December 12th. This is when they will be airing. Police Chief David Kepke will be on. On Friday, December 22, the mayor will be appearing. On Wednesday, January 10, the auditor will be appearing. And on Wednesday, January 17, Councilman Mark McKeever will be appearing. Most likely Terry Spiegel will be on at some point after that.
And I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate everybody being so helpful tonight. And I need to motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Good night, everybody. And I'm supposed to do that.
Anybody who wants to...
Brian, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anybody who wants